And all of this is leading up to sort of the pivotal question of what if we disagree, right? We read these assessments and we don't feel like they represent our child, or, we don't feel like they're getting to where we need to be. So what do we do?
Yeah, again, you're a meaningful member of the IEP team. You have the right to disagree. You do not have to agree. You don't have to consent. California is a dual consent state, so they can't move forward with anything without your consent unless they file due process and they win. That would be the only way. If you disagree and you really feel strongly that they got it wrong, you have the option to request that they conduct more testing. Maybe there were pieces that were missing. Like I said, the ADOS, you can have them go back and redo it. If you feel like you just don't want to deal with the district anymore and you don't trust that they're able to complete a valid and reliable assessment, you always have the right to request an IEE, knowing going into that the district can deny it. And if they deny, they do have to then file due process to prove that their assessment is valid. It's very rare that happens, but it can happen. I have seen parents where they're very strongly in disagreement and they're trying to fight for services. And the examples they show, like, for example, writing, it's very legible and it looks good. And sometimes maybe they're wanting something super perfect. And that's not the purpose of special education. The purpose is to ensure that the student is able to access, not to be the best student in the room. So keeping that in mind, if you're really feeling strongly that something's off, go in and observe and make sure that you have something to back that up. Have someone go in and observe and make sure that there's reason for you to support that disagreement. If it's close, there's times where it's just totally out of the water, there's no way. So that just file or request the IEE. But sometimes it's like, I don't know. So go in and observe.
Before you jump to an IEE, is there an sort of a middle phase of where you're looking at it? There's some red flags, you ask questions. They're like, oh, okay, so we didn't observe like in multiple settings for enough time. Like, we'll go back. I mean, should we, be open and collaborative and allow them to do that so we can see their final assessment? I mean, if they're willing to work with us, if there are things like that, they just sort of.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I said first, is if you're willing to give them a chance, they can always go back and add more assessments like the ADOS if you want more observations. But if you've done it time and time again and you just are like, I'm done, then, if you feel strongly that there's enough reason, request the IEE.